My family is lucky enough because they did not have to move south. They live just a mile away from the Gaza Valley, and they stayed in their home. But at the same time, they have multiple people from the south itself who had to evacuate their houses and leave, either because of very close bombardment or because their own houses were bombed, such as the house of my father's cousins, where 9 people were killed. Um, my family is lucky because they have flour. They got a sack of flour today. They were very happy that they finally got it at a very expensive price, where aid into Gaza hasn't got for the past 45 days, and people have to struggle. Where Israel bombed the peace mills company in Deir el-Balah. This is, a myth where Israel is trying to promote and tell people that the south is safe. Move south from the north. Palestinian poet Mus'ab Abu Toha, according to his wife and brother, tried to move south today, and he was arrested by Israeli um, forces at one of the checkpoints on his way to the south. His child is an American citizen, and he was instructed to go to Rafah crossing in order to be able to leave. But again, he was arrested. There is no safe place in Gaza, and my family is struggling to get clean water. My family is they have no idea about what's going on around them. Even in Nuseirat itself, they get their news from me because there is a complete blackout when I can communicate with them every time, and then I had to make multiple calls to multiple numbers to be able to speak to them. And this is my daily struggle outside Gaza, being able to reach out to my family just to ask them if they're okay or not. Meanwhile, I have to watch the news, and I update them on what's going on in Nusayrat itself. They're not aware. They hear the bombs. No one is leaving their house because it's very risky and dangerous. And when I had the chance, I update them on what's going on, whose house was bombed, who was killed, etc., etc. But again, compared to many Palestinians in Gaza who were forcibly displaced to the south, my family is lucky. We lost a total of 10 people so far in this genocide. And as Ahmed said, it's a reminder of Nakba of 1948. People are worried that they're going to become refugees again in their life. Um, Even my sister, who lives in Maghazi refugee camp, she doesn't know what's going on with my family. And I call her and I update her on my family. Um, People have no means of communication. Sometimes when they can, they text each other, they call each other, but this is not the case, and most of the time. And they count on their relatives outside who have some access, and they can call from time to time to inform them. And even, being able to sustain your battery, like people are back to very basic means of, like my brother uses his car to charge a battery that my family could use to charge their phones, and soon he will run out of fuel. So this is not sustainable. And my mom told me today that she's back to washing clothes and laundry, and like using the most basic ways and means, her hand. And she's also cooking on fire. People are back to the 70s and 60s in Gaza. And this is what Israel said. The Israeli army said they will bring Gaza back 50 years back, and this is what they did.
It's unbearable. I'm so sorry, Yousef. Can you talk also about your friend, also a contributor to the Electronic Intifada, Raed Qaddoura, and what happened to him and his family.
So yesterday, Raed was with his family, his extended family, his parents, his siblings, and his wife and children. And his wife just gave birth 2 weeks ago. Uh, she had to go cesarean, surgery without anesthesia because of the lack of anesthesia at Gaza's hospitals. And she survived that. She gave birth to beautiful twins, two daughters, and Israel bombed their house. Everyone in the house, almost everyone in the house, was killed. 29 people were killed, including Raed, his newly born daughters, his son, and his other daughter. Total of four children. His wife is said to be in a very critical situation and injury. He also Raed lost his parents. I just saw a post on Facebook of Raed celebrating his father's 70 year birthday or anniversary. Um, all these lives were cut short. Raed was a young and aspiring academic. He finished his BA from the Al Azhar University in Gaza. He obtained a BA in English language and literature. He liked literature and translation. He is the co-translator of the Prisoner's Diaries, Palestinian Voices from the Israeli Gulag, which was published in Malaysia. He co-translated the book with me. We spent a lot of time together. We were working at the Hashim Sani library in Gaza for almost 2 years, and then I left Gaza to do my MA just a semester before Raed did. Raed later joined me at the same university, University of Malaya in Malaysia, where he also met Ali. He finished his MA there, and then he started his PhD at UKM, the National University of Malaysia. He spent a total of 8 years in Malaysia, working on his postgrad studies. Once he finished his PhD, he went back to Gaza and he kept looking for jobs. He started writing for different websites, including the Electronic Intifada. But then he couldn't find a job, so he applied to work as a teacher, a job that someone with a BA can do in Kuwait, and he started working there for almost a year. Then he returned back to Gaza to visit, and he stayed there up until when Israel started the most recent genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. And then his house was bombed, and he lost his life along with his extended family. What is happening to the Palestinian people, and academics are part of the Palestinian people, is very tragic in many different ways. In another country, Raed would be an academic with aspiring career. He published journal articles, book reviews. You can find him on Google Scholar. But then, the life and the future of this young academic was cut short by an Israeli bombardment that not only ended his life, but also the life of his extended family. Almost every single one in his extended family was killed. Um, it's very tragic, and today we honor Raed, and many people like Raed. We honor 13,300 Palestinians who were counted so far by Palestinians in Gaza as victims of Israel's ongoing genocide, let alone thousands of others who are still under the rubble. I remember Raed very well in Malaysia. We took many trips together. He was a person with a sense of a humor. He was very kind. He would help young people, like students, especially moving to Malaysia from Gaza. He would take them around and register for them. trying to help them to start their lives. He also dedicated some of his time, as I said, to promoting the Palestinian cause. He co-translated the Prisoners' Diaries, a book on Palestinian political prisoners. But unfortunately, his life was cut short, and we honor him today because there are multiple people, even the Islamic University and Al Azhar University, where Raed did his BA, were completely destroyed in Gaza. So Israel's war on Palestinian academics and young intellectuals is part and parcel of this genocide, because a lot of these young academics and researchers and young people on social media, they're telling the story to the outside world, and Israel is trying to silence them.
Yousef, you mentioned that I met Raed in Malaysia. I believe that was in around 2015 or 2016. And I had come to Kuala Lumpur for a conference, and I think it was at the University of Malaya.
Yes.
And I remember meeting a group of students from Gaza there, among them Raed. And what I remember most, of course, I remember Raed is a very kind, gentle, friendly person. I remember sitting and we ate together. But what I really remember from all of the young people I met from Gaza is how much you all laughed, how much humor there was, and how much happiness. And happiness not because everything was fine in the world, but happiness because I felt like you were a group of young people who really wanted to get the best from life, for yourselves and for your families, and that you had left your families in Gaza to look for opportunities that would allow you to achieve things in the world and to support them and make them proud of you. And I know that they're proud of you. And Raed went back to Gaza to make a future there for himself and his family because he believed in Gaza, he believed in Palestine, and like so many young people and elderly people and newborn babies, Israel doesn't care for their lives. But we honor Raed as much as we honor all of the people who Israel has murdered.
Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit like, leave a comment. These engagements help us with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps us to get around Silicon Valley censorship as much as possible. It does make a difference. You can also support our journalism by going to electronicintifada.net and clicking on donate now. Thank you.